Changes their lives. Yes, so amazing audience, we are live with Chris Vasquez. Chris, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon.
It's great to talk to you, man.
Yeah, same
Looking
here.
forward to it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's cooler today than it was yesterday. My air conditioning in my car has been broken for over a year.
My.
Which I have been purposefully withholding fixing it because, I don't know. I get to drive with the windows down and a little bit of discomfort,
Yeah.
like in a weird way, makes me feel good when I'm driving to and from work.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
It does make a ton of sense. We were having a conversation, my wife and I, and another guy. His name is, it's slipping me right now. DC. Brian Nelson Palmer. And we were talking about, there's the opportunity to put things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But how about if you look at taking things out? So that was an interesting conversation. Yeah. So it's for you, you've done that, right?
Yeah.
And it's a nice test. It's a test, right? So I'm guessing it's doing good so far.
Yeah, and it definitely makes me more appreciative of climate control,
Yeah.
like of air conditioning at my house and at work.
Yeah.
It's weird, but and it is uncomfortable, but it has built a little bit of gratitude,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. All right, tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, I work with the product team at AWeber, and you very graciously came by and offered to spend time with us.
Yeah.
And in terms of my talents, I don't know. I love the internet.
Right.
And I love people.
Yeah. Who did you learn that from? That love for people from?
From my mom. So I come from a relatively big family. I have 4 sisters, 2 brothers. My youngest brother is adopted, and my mom is a single mom. She raised us by herself from the time I was about 11, and since then she has modeled selflessness and care for the past 20 years in that relationship.
Yeah.
She also has diabetes, so over that course of time, her health has been degrading, and throughout it all, like even when she's going blind, she's lost the ability to see and needed a kidney transplant. And it's like the whole time she just modeled putting us first. So anytime I do that, and I don't do it as much as I should, it's because of her.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing.
You run pretty deep. Wow. All right. Let's keep on track here, folks. So, why would you continue being that person?
I think because this is a little selfish. It kind of is. It's weird seeing that like the value I'm talking about is respect for other people, but it is really because of a selfish reason. So thinking about my brothers first, they're each at least 10 years younger than me, and in the instances where I put myself first, I can see it ripple out to them and affect them in negative ways. But when I put them first, even if it disadvantages me in the short term, I get to see its positive effect on their lives. Sometimes it's immediately, sometimes it's years later. And like with the people I get to work with, the same thing. Like if I go into trying to solve a problem thinking that I'm right and there's no chance that I'm wrong, or thinking that I'm the only one who knows how to solve a problem, or the only one that cares about our customers, I definitely almost always end up in a worse place than if I go into a conversation with the team that I get to work with, assuming that I want to support their ideas, or assuming that they're going to bring better ideas than I would, and my role is to just collaborate and look out for and support them.
Did you ever pay everyone to say that today?
Has it been a common theme?
I mean, they didn't pay me enough.
That's amazing.
It's easy to say that when you work with really smart people and with people who care about our customers. Like, they really care about
Yeah.
us. Like Cliff, who's standing right over there. He has a level of, or an ability to connect with customers at a human level that's really admirable. And it's not just Cliff, it's like everybody who tries to interact, or who gets to interact with our customers and is trying to make their lives better.
Well, Cliff eating so much that he connected to humanity. I mean, eating again, but
well, it is like 3 o'clock. That's third lunch.
Tell us one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I illustrate just like simple words, and I do that pretty much every night. And initially, I would go home and I would just draw a word with a pen and ink or a pencil or something. And then I got an iPad, or my partner got me an iPad and Apple Pencil.
Yeah.
And every night, that's something that I do before I go to bed. Because the word I choose helps me kind of like focus on something that's either been troubling me or a problem that I want to solve. And the ritual of having to go through really similar motions to make the same sort of letter forms, but to add little tweaks to it is kind of like meditative or something.
Love
in a
it.
way. Yeah.
So that looks like what Philly looks like there? Is it something like that?
Yeah, similar to that.
And within the words you're doing like things?
Well, it's more like, it's just like stylized text,
Okay.
like modern calligraphy. So, yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I'd love to share it.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's something I do consistently.
But we do something, our team, and I do that, and know there's so many people on my team that do that, but we pick one word out of a random pack of affirmation words, and just you see that word just, through the day, you see it popping up.
Yeah.
So the word today was understanding. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you're an understanding that kind of guy, right?
I hope so. I try to be.
I'm sure you are, yeah? You definitely understand a lot more, past more than a few generations, I know, right? In terms of your ripple effects with your brothers and whatnot, and to see that and how you're placing input into them, right? Nevertheless.
Well, can I have a question for you? Where does that list of affirmations come from? Or the
thing, I got it from a lady that I interviewed called Mary Lunnan from England, and she actually sent it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. And we've been using it for what is almost 2 years now.
Every day?
Well, I skip, sometimes I miss, yeah. But usually I do like a journal, and I am thankful, so I say thank you, Lord, for, right, X. And I do 3 things, and then I write, yesterday I did la 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 la, yeah? And that helps me to do what you are accomplishing in the night by drawing the word. So it's fascinating, but the word is a very good idea. So do you do side business?
I have side projects, but no side business.
Well, I like the side business. You're hearing it live on we can design the cards and we can look at that.
Man.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
I really love that.
I would be down for that.
Yeah, boom. Let's shake on it just for
Yeah.
But tell me then, and I wouldn't go there. Let's switch gears for a moment, right? Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
Man. What is my earliest childhood memory? Actually, so I don't know if this is a real memory or just something that is in my mind because my mom has told me about it. But I'm the second oldest in my family, and my older sister and I used to dress up routinely as He-Man and She-Ra, and there are pictures of it. And I do remember the sensation of like playing with her as a superhero at like 4 years old, but I don't know if it's a real memory or if it's just there because.
Why do you think it's there though? Why do you think that memory is so there?
I think it's clear. Well, I'm a very nostalgic person. And just like full transparency, I really generally don't like to think about the past because it makes me sad. Like whenever I think about my brothers in the now, it's awesome. But whenever I think about them, or anyone really, like 10 years ago or something, I have way more regret than I do. I don't know, gratitude. Probably gratitude would be a way better way to look at that. But so I think that memory stands out because it was just pure joy. You know, there's no way to associate regret with that. I mean, I could pine for it, but even that, it's just kind of far enough away that it's not something I pine for. You know?
Yeah. Kind of offer an interpretation of the thought that created in my mind. I like the He-Man aspect of, you know, He-Man it's not until he said bye, the power, right? He turned into that person. But having the opportunity to be a normal person sometimes, and only when needed turn into the hero. Yeah, I like that. And how it connects to who you are.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. By the power.
I used to have Castle Grayskull. That's what it's called, right? Something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the plastic toy.
I think they're doing it over. Yeah. All right, my friend. We fast forward to when you were 12, though. What was your favorite song?
Oh man. And was Bush popular then? If so, it's probably something from Bush.
All right. Could you remember one song from Bush?
Is Glycerin a Bush song?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
It's cool. All right, my friend, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Maybe, well, some of them probably, some of them not. And actually, I guess it's like spread around a little bit. Because like, I get to work with a really cool team at AWeber and try and pass on both the things I do well as things that we could all do well, and the things I do poorly as things that, like, not to do. And like also with my brothers, it's really similar. It's like, because my brother who's 10 years younger than me is like, he's 10 years younger exactly, and like we look very similar, and we have very similar tastes and things. And I can see him doing a lot of the things that I did and wish I hadn't done. So that's where I try and pass on lessons there. But just like I would have at the same time, Keeper really wants to hear it.
Of course, yeah. It's amazing. Are you married?
I'm not, but
sorry.
I've been with the same woman for 5 years or so.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh man,
you
that
get in
way
trouble.
She can never see it or listen to you. But she, I have a stepdaughter too. She's 9.
Sweet.
And she's the coolest kid in the world.
Love it. So right, he went ahead. He answered the children.
Okay.
It's cool. What about creed? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in
I
God?
do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Do I what?
An inner circle of friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
About 3 hours a week?
More than 3 hours a week.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer from
Way too
those
much,
eyes?
yeah.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Chris, what would you say that is?
Represents who I am or who I aspire to be?
Who you aspire to be,
I think it would be, this is probably going to be overly simplistic, but I aspire to put others first. Like that's it.
Yeah. This is good.
I don't do it as anywhere near as often as I
But
should.
it's an aspiration, which is cool. That's one of the words on the affirmation cards too, right? Aspiration. Keep that in mind, right? All right. All right, my friend. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No. I mean, I appreciate your time. I should have thought this through more.
No, you were great. I love This is good. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate all you guys coming and sharing a portion of your lives with all of us. It means a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. Amazing audience. Again, Chris, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos Adventure.
This is a great idea.
Thank you.
So cool. Thank you.